I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him, and I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Ahmaya, she, her.
I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Bannatyne, he, him.
I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel / Jax, they, them.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. So, you guys, in Delnori, the chasm city on the seaside of the Broken Sea, you are currently in the middle of a job for the Oddmium Trist, hunting down a lost map that will make up the missing half of one that they already have, to seek out a chamber that fell into the ocean many thousands of years ago. At the same time, you dealt with a catastrophe, an explosion at the Artificers Guild, in which you discovered the Touch Lotus were behind. So on your radar, the Touch Lotus are currently attempting to fix the fossilised archway underneath the canal. You understand that they are going through there to seek out Schivers, and from Speak with Dead, where Moxie cast one of the Dead Lotuses. You know that they're doing it to extend Dolan Crissaphaene's life in some way. And then the last couple of episodes, you met up with Magnus, Eugene's long-lost twin brother, a delightful fellow.
That was delightful as Eugene, though.
You have made a closer relationship with Mordarin, Lamore, the kind of only sane remnant of the Lamore crime family. And you recently had a nice dinner with Magnus.
Most awkward dinner ever.
But you've been in Delnori how many nights? Probably approaching a week now. And
No.
I think it's almost.
It's like 3 days.
Yeah.
And
We arrived and did a job. Jeffrey.
You did a couple of jobs real quick.
Shopping day.
Shopping day was good.
Explosion day. And that's what we've just finished. We've been here 4 days.
Yeah.
That's not a week.
Fucking hell.
Round up.
And you just spent the evening at the Old Diver, your kind of HQ at the moment on
Nothing
Scure
weird
Street.
Or scary.
Yeah, Eugene spent some time making a potion of greater healing. And various people did a few things. Sentinel got a job with Ripper, negotiated a good price for that for tomorrow. Spying on some people. Aura attempted to communicate with Enthor, but was too distracted by Eugene's alchemy. Ahmaya spoke to Murmer, found out a few things, and then Freya went
to bed. Didn't do anything. Went to bed.
Yeah. Found out lots of stuff. And then
Moxie took a 2-hour shit.
took a big old shit, and also
It's not canon. That did not happen.
This feels pretty canon to me.
Fake news.
And Freya ventured into the Nexus, into the God's Lantern, where you first of all met with Kirillorn, the kind of partner of her god in a way, or at least second half. Huh?
That's all. She didn't do anything else.
Yeah, that was
That's what she
it.
did.
Found out some good stuff, and then was possessed by some kind of apparition that you identified as the Thir, the last disciple, your arch nemesis of Dustmere in a way, and
I thought that was Grumpy.
I was going to say, you can't describe what arch nemesis is.
And he possessed you, intent on finding out where you were, seemed curious about you, looked out through your eyes to see Moxie, who quickly messaged for Aura, and then you severed the connection. It left him reeling in the Nexus, and you returned to reality. And that is where we are. We'll pick up.
It's me and Aura storm in. He's in his underwear. I've got a nightgown on.
Have you got a hat?
Yeah, I've got a hat, yeah. I've got like the Scrooge hat.
And a candle holder?
Rather than weapons holding a candle.
Yeah, I'm like sweating and breathing heavily. He knows where we are. He knows where we are. The disciple knows who we are. He was in the Nexus. He knows where we are.
Oh shit.
Actually, did he see beyond this room? I don't really know how it works. He knows where we are.
Well, whatever happened, it seems. It's something. He said something through your body. He said, "Interesting." I hope it's all right, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think he could see through. I think he could see through your eyes.
Would he know what I knew about where we were?
I don't think you didn't get the sense that he was rifling through your mind. You just felt him take over your body. Yeah.
It's just a room. I mean, he saw me.
Is there a window?
There is.
It's open.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's all the curtains.
That's fair. I'll go with what you said. The curtains are drawn.
I need my privacy. Yeah. I'm studying.
I mean, how many? Does it look like an inn?
It looks like there's nothing particularly, apart from the plaque on the door that says the old diver Delnori.
That wouldn't be on the inside.
No, it just, there's not, it would be hard to say where this was if you were just in the room.
Generic Premier Inn.
Was he saying interesting at the room in general or at you?
I said your name because I was worried what was up with you, and then he went, interesting.
Yeah, pretty much at you.
So he
At
might.
you, Moxie.
Yeah. So he probably saw this room and knows your name now.
Fine, if we have to change taverns.
We're not that far away from Dustmere. Like, how long? It depends how determined he is, but he could search every inn around. He's a scary guy. I did not enjoy the experience. I don't think I'm going in again for a while.
I definitely think we should move.
I'm not here. I'm getting drunk.
What about we use the hideout?
Oh, the secret hideout.
The flooded one.
The flooded one.
Not the flooded part, but the hat. What if we use
It was all
the
flooded.
house? You did the
that
stakeout. We can
that
can keep an eye on
the
them,
above
but
bit.
we're a long way from innocent people if something does come.
To the flooded bit, you don't have to go. The temple
That was
is.
two different hideouts, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you've got the burned out room, the burned out house that you were staking out in, you three.
Yeah.
Below that, there's the trapdoor that leads a tunnel to the fossilised church. Below that is lots of tunnels, water tunnel to the door.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a bed, honestly.
There were beds in the temple. I'm not here. I'm drinking.
We could go to the burned down house.
Yeah,
There
we can
wasn't
keep an eye
close
on.
Close
walls
to our
on that,
enemies.
was there?
It was like a ruined
Yeah.
place that you
Let's
guys
rebuild it.
fucked up even more.
I'm going to do a quick detect magic. Just cast it up straight away. Just see if I can get any sense of any like scrying or anything going on right now.
You don't see anything in the air. You see the glowing of, I guess, Aura's sword, a +1 sword. The lantern glows, and your own items, but nothing in the room. Nothing in the room other than that.
Could you scry on people, don't you? Not location. Is it people?
You can do
or
both.
location. You can debate.
Moxie doesn't know, but I'm pretty sure it's both.
It's both, yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, guys.
So it doesn't matter where you go. If he can scry, then he can look at you if that's what you're asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun.
Unless you
That's
have some
fun.
kind of blocker or something.
It sort of sounded like he'd forgotten about us until he saw me. So, that's fun. I found out some other interesting stuff,
Was
though.
it worth it at least?
It was worth it. And I recount all the stuff.
All the
about,
information.
Yeah, all the stuff about the heirlooms and the Schivers.
I'm happy to go over stuff. Obviously, you guys will have the recording as well. I can send you some of the notes, but they are a little bit scattered. But also, if you need to ask me anything, I'm happy to clarify.
I tell Ahmaya about what I think.
I'm not there.
Oh.
I'm asleep. You can come and wake me up, but I'm currently...
I literally just kicked the door in.
I tell the other guys about Ahmaya's sword having a sliver and how it might be. Theorized that it could become an heirloom if it had more, if it was fixed, maybe.
For the record, he did say all Murmer said was that he was a shiver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't say he was broken though.
Yeah, he kept saying,
Yeah.
fix me. Use
Find
me.
me, fix me.
Yeah.
Use me.
because he broke.
Speak to me.
He broke.
How did he break though?
I'll tell you in the morning. And I actually can, because I remember the conversations.
Oh, I also tell them about how Crissaphaene could become a lich.
Oh yeah, lich. Yeah.
A lich.
A lichen.
Something very different.
Yeah.
And
A walking lichen.
the thing about chains of faith will stop him.
And did you also say that the liches were using seal magic to extend their lives?
Yeah, back in the day, she said that before the chains of faith could control faith, and before that sigilism was used as a means to control magic. Old magic is what they used. Seal magic.
When she mentions chains of faith, can I think back to the vision I had of the person in the river with faith written on their head?
Sure. Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Is it sort of trying to recall any chains or just anything that might sort of be a crossover between those two?
This was from session 5.
Yeah.
I didn't even have those notes in this book.
That was a year ago.
You get the feeling that that to remind you what you saw was, among with lots of whispers and different visions, when you were first trying to understand your connection with Enfor, you saw a vast river in a deep, dark place, a small person in the raging water clinging to a rock, and the water was tar-like. On their forehead was a word written in red, faith, and they held out their hand to the raging current and seemed to cleanse it, but it was pushing on their hand. It was overwhelming them, and it reminds you of the same rush that you feel when you cast magic, especially from your new sorcery that seems sourced from the edge in some way.
Sounds kind of like something breaking, a change of fate breaking. A little bit.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I had on that. I was just...
Okay.
I don't know how meant to sleep now. But we should definitely move in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we all camp out in
One room.
one room for tonight?
Yeah, maybe.
And take it in turns, maybe?
I'm already asleep and you're out drinking.
Only you four. Sentinel, where are you?
I would have stayed a little bit to drink and then I would have come back, so I don't know how long it would have taken.
Yeah, well, from the Rippers.
Well, to go to Ripper's, have a conversation with Ripper, have a drink, get in a fight.
Yeah, you're probably wandering back now. I would say you're almost back.
Cool.
Swigging. Okay. Is everyone else going to bed?
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do when you get in, Sentinel?
Red.
Wonder why everyone's laying on the floor.
I've got my
Yeah, she's got her own
box.
room.
They have their own room.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, well, you all have a good night's sleep.
Really?
I do. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
You wake up in the morning. The day is yours. Sentinel, I know you have a job,
I'm going out to work.
fully employed.
While I'm out for work, can I do 2 very quick things? Mm-hmm. Can I go and pay for my...
Oh yeah, prosthetic.
and go get that? And then can I sell my navigation systems?
Yeah.
Because I have those.
Do
Can
you
I
know how
sell
much
them?
they're worth? I'll just give you what they're worth. If you know.
25.
Yep.
So I would only lose 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 40 gold. 40 gold.
Yeah.
Just in a grand scheme of
Oh, I see what
plus
you're
and
doing.
minus.
That's fine,
I'll
yeah.
just lose 15. Thanks.
Absolutely. Yeah, you do. We'd have to role play the same old guy again. You go to his little shop. He's made a lovely job of it. It is exactly as you. It's kind of the threads that of silver that he's kind of hammered, soldered in certain places, kind of hit with a chisel to kind of make a nice little filigree pattern on the areas as well. Very
I bet
nice.
that'll give really nice back scratches.
I bet if
deep.
I put a little bit of poison on it and just...
Oof.
So silent and sometimes.
Cool. Okay.
Also great. No.
What is everyone doing? There's
I've
yours.
woken up.
Breakfast.
Yep.
So, guys.
You got eggs and grilled vegetables.
There's no
some bread.
pies.
No pies this morning.
I'll
Good.
fill
That was
Mother
our-
Clayton and I mean, if we see Sentinel before they go out to work.
Probably. I'll probably be in for a quick breakfast.
Alright, I
maybe.
explain the deal and say that we might move.
Well, we could go to in theory, could go to the Night Mountain because then it will look even more like we're doing the job and set up a bit of deception. But I'll go where you tell me. Just make sure you take my conspiracy board down if we're moving.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That does sound more comfortable.
The Night Mountain?
Oh no, wait! I thought that was the name
No,
of
that's the
tavern.
shady place.
That's the one with the Lamore. The Night Mountain's where the Lamore
It's
is.
still
Yeah, it's gonna be
nice.
comfortable.
It's still, it's not shady. It was one
It's
of the,
not the
when we
Dayton Arms.
when we moved it when we were moving in. It was either the Dayton Arms or the Night Mountain as the two nice places.
Okay,
Yeah.
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 And the
Dang.
nice place is up in the Deus Ward.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that.
The Deus Ward. The Night Mountain.
The Emperor Inn.
Might be a few more like beefy people that can help defend us if we are attacked.
Have you seen them?
They always seem to run away when we get attacked.
They do, and the pies were nice.
Okay.
So guys,
That's
just
important
a
too,
quick
right?
one, because after you've said about my sword, and then I know similar things that are adjacent, but then I'm just going to highlight that. So when we were kind of hanging around, what's he called again?
Oh, Crissaphaene.
So Murmer sensed there was another shiver when we were hanging around Crissaphaene, the other.
So Crissaphaene has one too.
Yeah, or he is one. That's where my mind went. Probably went.
He said he was wielding it.
He mentioned wielding. The wielder.
We were whispering, trying to work out the whole time, and we think he's wielding.
We were like, "Is Crissaphaene the shiver?"
and then
or is this
Charlie
something he has?
said wielding, and we were like, oh.
Didn't they say that Crissaphaene was trying to use Schivers to extend his life? And
Yeah, but if he's got one with him.
What if it's the Witch's phylactery, my dudes?
Also, Murmer did say that it's likely, this is how I've understood it, that the person who has, or the thing that has the shiver would have sensed Murmer, but that information may not have been passed to the wielder.
I guess it's whether or not he
But-
communicates with it in the same way you do. If he doesn't know he can do that, then he wouldn't know.
Let's hope he doesn't know you can speak to your shiver.
I mean, if we do stake him out to see if he's still collecting blood at some point today, then maybe someone can throw up a detect magic or something, see exactly what it is.
Well, you enjoy that stakeout. I gotta go to work.
Bye, Dad.
Everyone over on the head.
Lunch,
Take a brief
lunch
I get
fired
to
up.
Clayton and I'm like, handshake.
Take some bacon off some plates.
Got a lunchbox.
Don't wait up and work late.
Coffee and
I
another
promised him 24 hours. I'll be back late.
The regret.
Dinner anymore.
I'll dinner on the table when I get back.
Just have another bottle of wine ready for me. I'm sure I'll finish it.
So yeah, that was my evening.
Okay. If you guys have anything else to discuss, great. But also, something I want to put out is Sentinel is going to be leaving for work. What is everyone else doing? If it's a day of errands and preparation, what's the plan?
I would like to go to a library that maybe has documents that are potentially on the edge of. I just had a different idea.
I can't wait to see where this
You have to think
Where are we
about that.
going?
What else? While you're thinking about
dodgy
it,
library do you want?
what other errands have we got to run? I know you want to do spell
I
scribing.
do more spell writing.
Oh, no, fine,
I did
fine.
I did 2 hours yesterday, but if I got a whole day, I've got even more time to do that. So.
If
So many
we're
spells.
Yeah.
if we're going to go to one of the libraries in the Guild Garden, I want to try to find the lexicon.
Okay, so the
I'm gonna
library
go
is at the university, the big one.
If you can take out books on Sealcraft, I'll have them.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with Eugene, and while I'm there, I'm gonna do like locate objects on the map.
Oh, cool. That's what I was
Oh, yeah.
doing.
Or yeah,
Oh, as in on the half that you saw.
You can.
like the the other half of them.
Because it'll be the closest thing, because if
Yes.
you do the type of things, it'll be the closest one.
Yeah. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to do some research for the rest of the time we're there.
Okay. So in terms of research, same rules as we said with Sentinel at the start of the house. You can do a day for general research. Any more would be the kind of working week for a specific thing. But that's absolutely fine.
Can I go? Can I do? Can I just work in the library, or is it like only guild members only?
You don't know.
You can go invisible, can't you?
Would I know if there are any newspapers?
Oh yeah, you did have one. I forgot that
We
last
did
time.
ask about our breakfast newspaper.
Yeah.
I was reading
Sure, there
it
is a
before I went
newspaper
to
on the
work.
table.
I'll play that.
This wouldn't be a current one. It would be
Okay.
from, as in, what am I trying to say? The Opari, do they have newspapers?
They don't have the Papery Guild, so that is obviously an Isildian organisation. But I mean, it was a slightly different, less. I don't want to say less developed because it wasn't. It just had different methods of communicating. It was more by word of mouth. You had kind of things like town criers that would come around.
Okay, so there would be no physical records in like the library of journalism from the Opari, basically.
Not journalism, but there would absolutely be potentially texts. They're very an insular nation, though.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm asking. But I would like to go to the library because I want to look for texts about the Opari that are maybe not from the Opari. Basically, on the edge of conspiracy theory, because I'm not certain that
You can absolutely,
the Opari would publish truthful stuff. So I want to look for stuff in conspiracy theories, basically.
Yep.
Opari North Korea.
Magical North Korea.
We don't have
Fantasy North Korea.
No, we have fantasy Bahamas.
Yeah, it's true, we do. Yeah.
Not going to write that as a quote.
And Freya, what are you doing?
So there are two things. I think maybe I would go with them and try and do some research as well about spells that might use components involving gold, coil stones, blood.
Okay.
Wait, are there any other things that we know that he's collecting?
Those are the big three.
Like any variation of those things.
You might be collecting teacups.
Okay, so that's fine. We can definitely deal with the details when we're there.
And before I go, I'd put the 250 gold on the table and be like, look, we've probably got about another 50 gold left of that, of like the expenses, so be sensible. Just another 50. We'll get the other half of it another day. That's all he had on hand, because honestly, who carries around 500 gold?
He was a brave man, but he had 250 gold in rippers.
You put in 50 and Eugene put in 100, so do you want to take that and I'll just hold on to the rest until we get the rest
I
back?
don't mind if that's what you want to do. Or...
Yeah, I'm just thinking
Put it in the kitty.
it clears it up for you.
Cool.
So
Or do I need to do rooms again?
Rooms.
Pay for some rooms.
If you're going to move...
Oh, we're going to
then-
move. That's a very good point.
Time that well.
Are you going to Fossil Hideout or somewhere else?
The Night Mountain.
Yeah. Can I leave a note with morning as for Marika if she turns up saying come to the Night Mountain instead?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Thank you.
I was trying to remember Marika's name.
Thank God you said that.
Like before we leave, I'm going to thank Morning profusely because I've loved staying here. The food has been top notch.
Oh, that's all right. That's very kind of you.
If anyone asks
It's
for
a
a
shame that you're,
recommendation, that I will.
Leaving.
Yeah.
It's definitely basic food, well done.
Eugene.
But like homely.
No,
homely.
ignore him. He doesn't know what
It's
he's
all right.
doing.
I'm not a chef. I just
Well,
cook
you
stuff
should
that
be.
I eat myself. So
It's good home food.
Yeah, okay.
But is that a good thing?
Yeah, it doesn't come across the
Oh,
best.
I'm sorry.
all things considered, when you guys turned up, I thought I had some trouble on my hands, but you turned out all right. So
Oh, thanks.
you're welcome anytime.
Thanks.
Just don't go look at my conspiracy board down.
I would have cleared everything down. Basically, I'm taking the bags out of the library.
like a week.
You guys have cleared all your stuff out.
Yeah,
Then she'd be like, what the fuck?
I've got a bag of
Opens the
Sentinel
wardrobe.
stuff.
What the? Murder board. Right.
Just don't go near Moxie's bathroom.
Oh my! Oh, it's on the ceiling.
Cleaned up after myself.
I prestidigitation everywhere except the ceiling.
I feel I didn't look up. No one ever looks up.
It's like that time we destroyed Kaz's bathroom when we came back from the sewer.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Not gonna lie, when you started that story, I thought this was like a real life.
Yeah.
Daddy daycare, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. What a movie. Right, okay.
If I have some spare time today as well, I would like to look into making a spell scroll of Revivify.
Ooh.
You would, I mean, I can kind of, and with Moxie's help, you know that would take 5 days.
Yes, I'll start on it.
You can start on it.
Yeah, later tonight.
Wow.
Can't remember how much it costs.
Probably a lot.
It's the components, so the components.
It costs a component.
No, as well as, but there's a fixed cost for a level 3 spell scroll, and the cost of any components.
Okay.
And it
I
takes
think
5 days.
We briefly talked about this over text the other day when I was saying about what I wanted to do with the locket.
300 gold. I don't.
Enchanting an item.
Yeah,
they're slightly different. So with the scrolls, you need
Why do you think I'm working?
the scroll specific. How much was it?
300 gold diamond.
As the component, and then the cost of this actually making the spell scroll, and then it takes 5 days for a level 3 spell, and you have to have it prepared for every day of the making. And obviously downtime, that doesn't matter.
I mean, I always have Revivify.
That's fine.
Does that mean you need to use the diamond every time you...
Just the
one time? Okay, because
And once
that's
it's
even
in-
more expensive.
Yeah, it's used in the crafting of the scroll, and then when you've got it, then anyone can cast it, and it would be with the, I think it's a fixed modifier.
250 GP gold.
So that's 550.
I do not have that much.
Again, why do you think I'm working?
You can use this core stone instead of the diamond, though.
Okay, I can just use that.
Yeah.
They are shards, right? Because I want
Yes,
to be
core
super
shards.
clear. No, it's coil shards. I just want to make sure because they are different sizes
I
of
do
thing.
very
Yeah, core
rarely go
stones are much
down.
bigger, yeah.
But I mean, it might be a nice thing to have in the long run.
Would agree.
But oh, hang on, it costs even more on this one. It costs 500 gold. Oh, because that's including.
Yeah.
I
have it somewhere.
I need an actual document.
I thought, oh no, that's not. That's the earnings. Okay, no worries. Okay, so you guys are splitting up, kind of. I think everyone's, apart from Sentinel, going to the library, right? Is that right?
Someone get me some
if I
books,
can.
Nick some books on Sealcraft. I'm just going to be here doing a stakeout. How you doing, Seal? How's it going, bud?
Oh,
He's loving it.
can I say I would have woken up early to make the other potion of healing?
Sure.
Potion of healing.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. So roll another. Is it just a DC 16? This one.
No, it'll be the same as.
You're adding another.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
17. So I need to roll a 7. That's a 2. So I rolled a 12.
So you lose the. What does it fail?
We haven't had a fail before, so I'll check it whilst we're doing other stuff and let you know.
I think that. Yeah, it does specify. I can't remember exactly what it is. I have rules in the blueprint for a different thing, which is what I was thinking of. Yeah. Okay. Right. So.
I'll just die. I have a potion of healing.
While you're figuring that out, we will head over to the guild garden. Or Sentinel's getting her spy on.
There.
Sorry. Yes. Or they're getting their spy on. You guys are making your way. You split off around the Plaza District, the large group you going up towards the Deusward gate. And when you get there, you are greeted by the noble guards of House Taliset in their kind of burgundy and bronze coats and high, like knee-high leather boots. And they look at you up and down. Do you have papers to be coming in here?
Oh, we actually do?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a surprise. Hand over Ilram's trusty papers. Gotten us into everything.
Don't we have the other one
We have
as
a
well?
note
Yeah,
from
we-
Tulip,
Oh,
which
we do?
is a lot less suspicious.
Oh yeah, do that one.
Oh, I would have put my alchemy guild stuff on.
Okay. So you're handing the note from Tulip, or you're handing the writ, or both?
Tulip.
Okay. Okay, and what is the business you're here on? Seeing the...
Confidential.
Roll a persuasion check. Just on your own.
That is a 11.
I mean, you're kind of... Who had the note? You kind of help it. So roll with advantage. So,
Eugene's got the note. Freya's got the note.
That's 11 on the dice, so that is 17.
okay. Hands it back. Oh, I see your... apologies, sir. And he steps out of the way. You may all go through.
Thank
be
you.
on your best behaviour.
I bow as a back.
Good day.
Good day.
He lets you through. Okay. Okay, you head through. You go towards the dais ward. You know the way now. Through the dais ward to the ward of the guild garden. You make it to the cast iron fence that encircles the gardens, and then you start walking along the pathways and wending your way towards the university. You can see a huge Gothic, kind of almost too tall, like top-heavy building, like a bit like a church. There are those flying buttresses that extend out from the external walls and down into the grounds. And at each base of these buttresses are gnarled trees,
Kill it. Foxy, fireball.
And the branches snarl up the buttresses, up against the wall. There's a pea shingle path that you guys start stepping on, crunching underfoot. It's all. There are some lights that are off at the moment, but the lanterns that are strung up kind of artfully over this building. And as you walk through this large, heavy double doors, you're met with a sort of warm, dry smell of wood, and old, very kind of ingrained dust. That kind of church smell.
A big smell.
Yeah, big huff. And the creamstone,
proper cat.
The creamstone floors are and walls are carved in a pattern of leaves and sea foam that kind of look like they've been designed to splash up the walls a bit. And cut into the wall at the front is a nook with a gnome behind it, some kind of little reception that's been carved into the wall. They kind of got a very squinty look about them, this gnome, and they look like they've got a frown, scribbling something, and they look up. Hello?
Hi.
Can I help you?
We're here to read.
Sticks his hand out, just peeks his head down, sticks his hand out, continues writing. You hold his hand.
His hand.
What do you do?
I don't.
Papers. Give you papers.
Oh, sorry. Amaya looks very embarrassed.
We passed the tulip thing over.
Amaya's so
Tulip
touched
thing.
up.
I think Tulip is the senior fellow of the artificers.
So it's weird that we're here. It's fine.
With the tulip papers, yes.
Oh no, we'll go Ilram.
Yeah, you're around this.
Okay. Okay. I will quickly read you what it says. I don't think you guys have it on you. Unless you do have it on you.
It's like they are here doing keeper business.
Yeah. It says, it's a blank reading that you are associates of an unnamed Apatheos keeper. There is a rank seal at the top. And that you're on Apatheos business. That is it.
Yep. Reading.
Right. Okay. Forgive me, but what are you here for?
It's confidential.
Research for the keys.
But confidential
Important,
research.
very important.
Well, they both said.
Very important confidential research for the keepers.
As a member of the Alchemy Guild, am I allowed in anyway?
Well, you could have special permissions, but you're not a member of the guild here, are you? You just said yourself you're a member of the Alchemist Guild.
I just didn't know how it worked.
Well, no. Only
Besides,
guild
I'm allowed
members.
in for the confidential research anyway.
You're here to research in the Stacked, the library.
Yes.
Well, only guild members are allowed in. If you can pay to enroll, or you can organise passes for 50 gold per day.
But
Everyone join the guild.
But the papers.
How hard is it to join the guild?
Join the guild. Well, basically,
keep going.
he starts palming. They changed the enrollment process.
Do you have to enroll online now?
50 gold a day sounds like an MLM.
I had
Is
to.
this Scientology?
I had to send a letter to the guild, and they came out and interviewed me.
Oh yeah,
There's only one of him. There's 5 of us.
Man.
Listen, this is very important. Business lives are at stake.
Yes.
No.
Is he like? Is there a locked door that he's like standing in front of?
Standard prices. They say this was they overhauled the process. Guild enrollment is 100 gold per month. Requires attendance and grading, but after you have initiation, which will take around 2 years, you'll see a reduction in costs and you'll begin getting paid for your work.
So it is Scientology. You have to pay every month to get better stuff.
It's like a tuition fee, basically.
Scientology.
Is it right? Can I just ask the DM, not this weirdo?
This guy.
So is there like a door?
There's like, so
behind
you're
him?
at the kind of nook in the side. There's a big
research,
archway
guys.
that leads
Yeah,
deeper into the building. Yeah,
I'm gonna just go.
and there's like people walking around.
We don't have time for this, and I'm just gonna walk through the archway.
Wait, no, you can't come in now. Stop.
I'm going. It's not gonna stop.
You guys see someone walk out of a side room with a big heavy door, swings it open, and you can see this lady in. She is an old human. She has lots of
old human.
She has lots of smile, frown lines. Like her face is it's just like a scrunch of wrinkles. Very tight bun, and Nicholas, what is this ruckus?
I'm just still walking. She's not stopping me, so I'm just going.
I'm just going to start following Ahmaya, like, just sort of sidling around this conversation.
Stop!
Doing what?
Come back here.
Why?
This is ridiculous.
We've already handed over our papers. We said we're here on very important confidential research business, and we're being told
Sounds so
no.
legit.
Pass me the papers.
Oh, he's got them, but I kind of got a bit.
Please step back into the foyer.
I take the papers off of Nicholas and hand them to this woman.
Oh,
Do you
it's
have
a
it?
moment.
Because I don't have it prepared. You could do that.
Yeah. See how this goes.
Wait a moment. I recognise you. You are the people, the two tieflings. There was 2 tieflings, I remember, according to my friend. Yes, no, 6 in total of you. There's only 5. You're the ones that thwarted the ruffians, aren't you? Behind that ghastly attack
Weren't we supposed to go in
Oh,
like
yes.
earlier?
on the artificers. What's your names?
Maya.
What names did we
It's
give?
my name. I've never given an alternative
It's a
name.
pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Are you hire for hire? We lack security around here.
I mean, we could.
Oh, you're with the keepers.
Yes.
I see. Well, they are either sequestering themselves away or gallivanting off down to Dustmere. Terrible. Bring back the guild guard is what I say.
Indeed.
Sorry, hands back the paper.
Thanks. I hand them to whoever was the responsible one who was holding it. Right.
Nicholas, stop treating them so badly. Do you know who these people are? Well, how can we help you?
We're just here on. We need to do some confidential research as the.
On
papers
Apatheos
say.
business.
Yes. So we just really need to do some reading.
Okay, roll a deception check with advantage.
You sure it's not persuasion?
Because you're lying.
We are
Flat
on
lying.
confidential business.
Apatheos business.
Yep.
We are here to read.
That's a 13.
Okay.
Good advantage too.
Do it again.
Did you say with
That's an
advantage?
advantage, yeah.
Don't worry, that's worse.
Well, have you spent time in libraries before?
Yes.
Not this one, but yes.
Okay.
I brought my gloves.
Well, they're not particularly violent places.
We're only violent when we need to be. We're not violent people generally.
Okay. For how long do you need to be here? We have students that are studying.
How long does it take to research things?
So a day for one piece of like general information.
Just very quickly, just because I've forgotten, what guild is this?
This is the university is a large institution, and they're kind of named the universities when the Archivists Guild, which contains the cartography, the libraries, and a couple of other things. They're kind of a big body, so it is effectively the Archivists.
Yeah.
Well, okay. For today, we can waive the fees as a thank you.
Can I come back here another day with my waived fees?
Yes. But Nicholas, no. This is give them a tour, and give them at least today. But maybe not more than a day, maybe a week, but not more than a week, maybe just a week, maybe a day. We'll talk about this another time, but I don't want the students getting jealous.
And so, who are you?
Oh, I apologise. How rude of me. I am Archarchivist and Dean of the University, Mimetra Galil.
Lovely to meet you.
And you.
Mimetra. Mims. Mims.
Nicholas, get around here. Comes off his stool, walks around, looks very annoyed, but also putting on a grey face. He's a renowned cartographer. He may not be of any use in what you're looking for, but he knows his way around the stacks.
Oh, I would like a map.
I miss Stephen Merchant.
A map would be great.
A map would be so.
I'm sorry. It takes so long to make. Okay, so Mimetra lets you go with Nicholas.
Thanks, Mims. We'll see you later.
Oh, that's bye-bye. Waves you off.
Oh, a strong woman who's not in a basement. I'm so proud of you. That's great.
She just queen of this university. So you, yes, as I said, Nicholas is a cartographer. So you walk down the hallway that you started going down Ahmaya, and you move past a few narrower corridors and the mosaic pattern of waves and seaweed and splashing up the walls kind of hits the ceiling in some places, and then you step through a wooden archway into a room with a ceiling that's cast in a blue light, and it's made of this blue glass that kind of lets this quite dim but soft blue wash over the place, and it is a long room with this round, like I said, stained glass roof, and the light kind of warbles across the long space. There's wooden beams, red carpets that run down the stacks, and down the middle there are people in the middle of this large, long room in reading desks and some chairs and some sofas, and as you move into the space, it's quite dry. The air is quite dry and a very controlled temperature, and you can see deep rows of shelves that extend left and right, and the ceiling under here is just as high as the first floor, about 7 feet high, and then above that there's a railed balcony where a second floor of stacks above extend out. Wood twists around in organic patterns about the place. There are branches with leaves that are old and dry, but they're still green, and they kind of crawl over some of the surfaces. There are candles with little glass baubles on the top, and they stick to random surfaces. Sometimes they're sideways, like vertical on a wall, sometimes they're upside down, but even then the flames still flicker in line with the wick in kind of strange ways that defy gravity. And at the very far end, the glass ceiling ends in a dome that wraps around the far wall, ending in another kind of circular bookshelf. And Nicholas is like, the bookshelves and reference codes get changed every generation or so there are some discrepancies. Usually we'd allocate you a librarian, but I will be on call should you need me. Might be easier than you getting lost in the stacks for hours, at least. You can get lost in them.
I would love to get lost here.
Oh no, people have died.
There's one student, we never saw him again.
We're not the hardiest of people, and sometimes, people don't take water, they get a little bit too involved. And anyway, I digress. Please, and he shows you to a writing desk with a sofa by it and some seats. There's a stack of cotton gloves that you can see some of the students who are giving you odd looks. They're all in their brown robes.
I have my own.
You can see them all with their gloves, very gently looking through some of the pages. Okay, so just as a reminder, as Sentinel had their time in the subtle house, you have 8 hours. Normally it would cost around 50 gold. But you can declare...
We got them for free.
Yeah. So if you're researching over the 8 hours for general research, you can declare the focus of that research. And then you seek out general information about, it could be a place, a historical event. And because you're in a fully stocked library, you get basically access to an easier roll. You can also spend 100 gold extra beyond normally the initial cap of a 50 per day to get a +1 bonus.
Just to check, because mine is currently only 6 hours. Is that just because I have a smaller library and cool?
Also,
I just
you're
wanted
not
to
there
make
for
sure
8
that
hours,
was
I remember that.
because I'm only there for I can only do
fair.
6.
Yeah, and you have zeal, so you can kind of that's fine. Cool. But generally, it's 8 hours, so or a day, a work day.
It'll go up to 8 soon, I would imagine.
So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the only person not researching stuff is Eugene.
Yeah.
That's me.
And you.
Yeah. No.
God, you're currently spying on some nobles.
I mean, part of Eugene kind of just wants to run off and see how lost he can get, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay. What we'll do... Okay, and this might be easier. We'll do a little bit of that while those of you researching you prepare exactly what you want to look for. You can obviously have one subject or one focus for the day. So, Eugene... What you doing?
I think the best place to start would be the tape. No. Can I look? Obviously, it's a massive library, so this thing could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm. You, the map did give you some detail, but it's
Well, can I just go by using the memory of the map that I saw and sort of try to superimpose it to where I am and see if anything looks similar?
Roll an intelligence check. I think that's fair because it's kind of just testing your intelligence skill.
That's a 9.
It was pretty central. So you remember from the map, it was pretty central. The library, and you can kind of see the extent of the windows. It definitely takes up the majority of this building. So starting in the centre would probably make sense. Of just the centre of the library.
I'll start there, but I'll look for any bookcases that look like they have a weird, they're slightly out of place. Not out of place, but kind of like how the last one was. There was that weird gap that didn't seem to belong. Okay. So just for now, I'll see if I can see anything. Eugene doesn't necessarily think it's going to be the same because it's not necessarily the same person that's hidden this, but he's just that's a good place to start.
Okay. So roll an investigation check for me.
That's going to be a 13. Okay.
So you spend some time looking at the different shelves. Some of the older students look a little bit annoyed that you're there in your alchemy gear, but it's not an uncommon sight. And you don't find any particularly out of place nooks or anything that reminds you of that kind of find in the Archivist Guild in Dustmere. But what you do see is, as you're kind of passing from bookshelf to bookshelf and then you cross to the other side of the library underneath the great blue stained glass roof, is you see that under your feet there is a stone that has some Basilman writing on it, and a square hole in it.
What does it say?
It says seek and then blank where this sort of square hole has been cut, and read. So seek blank and read.
Interesting. Now, can I see any other around, anything else written on the floor, any other symbols? Is it just that?
No, I mean that you're standing there reading it like this. I tell you what, roll a. I should have got you to do a perception really for the first one. So roll another investigation check now for this thing.
That's a 16.
That's not what it said in Basilman Elvish. Apologies.
We can, yeah.
It says the one on the floor in the middle of the room doesn't have a hole in it, but it says in Basilman Elvish, very faded. You kind of brush away some very fragments of dust. It says, "Those with argument writ into reality in the palm of their hands go east, and look back beyond whence you came."
You should go east.
Yeah. Do I know
Study subject.
which way? I don't have a compass, so do I know which way east is?
Yeah.
Only if you have the what's it feat, the one where you know everything.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's just like,
Or you know someone with
if it's like a glass dome, is that the sun peering through?
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't know. So you could try and figure it out if you roll survival.
Or you can ask the guy with the compass.
Who's the guy with the compass?
Me.
Do I know the compass? I mean, you've used it before. Yeah. I'll ask her which way east is.
Can I have your compass, please?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell him which way is east.
Okay, so Aura comes with you, stands on the tile and like a little bit like, oh, fuck, and points at points towards the direction that he tells you east is over there, and kind of points at a wall. There's a bookshelf on there, and there's some vines that are hanging down by the side of it, down the wall.
I'll go over.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'll have a look. Do I see anything?
Roll an investigation check.
That's better. 20, but not natural.
Okay. It takes you a while, but eventually you move some of the vines out of the way when no one's looking, and they're kind of clinging to the wall a little bit. And here, and apologies again, is a tile with that square cut out of it. And here that says seek blank and read. And the hole in it is it's been perfectly cut in as like a cube shape. So it's like seek and then an empty space, a cube, and read.
Is there anybody around except for Aura? Are you still here? You don't have to be. But if you want to be, then yeah.
That's up to you.
I would have probably just hung around to like keep an eye out, knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, so can I see anybody else?
There's people milling about, but you're off the side a little bit, underneath the balcony.
Should I try to place the cube there?
Does it look like it? Yeah.
Could do.
Yeah, give it a go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like busying myself with the bookshelf, like just browsing.
Yeah, sure. So you take out the lexicon, you blow into the like square cut hole, and you blow out some of the dust that's in there. It takes you a while to just make sure there's space, and you put it in and it slots in. And when you place the lexicon in there, you hear it kind of ring in your head and say, "A basic disquisition, Master Valentine." It reads R27 246.
I'm actually going to write this down. R27
246
246
P
P
33.
33.
And that is it.
Cool. So I assume that's somewhere on the shelf. I assume that's like a catalogue system, maybe.
Maybe.
Is there anything on the shelf to identify like how they catalogue stuff?
After the little bit of time you spent in here, you know that it is a bit of a mess. Like you said, they've kind of had different systems, different ones that changed.
Oh, P33 is probably going to be a page. Mm-hmm. So I just need to find... Oh, so row 27, and then other 200... Does it look like there could be 250 odd books on this... on the shelves?
Probably, in a row.
I just go to row 27 and then try to find the 246 book.
Yeah, okay, it takes you a while.
So put one back in the order.
1, 2, 3. God damn it!
Oh, it's just sort of like initiates just putting books wrong. Be like, no!
Yeah, absolutely. And he said that they get changed every now and again. And eventually you find it, and after a while of searching, you realise this is a shelf reference. Row 27, and you make your way there. 246 eludes you for a while, but then after just searching and searching, you find one that's up against one of the sides of the shelf, and it's a thin book, and it is like dusty and properly squidged under. The dust in front of it has been undisturbed for a long time.
So I grab a book.
Who wrote? Move.
Oh. Can I try to push it in?
Yeah, it doesn't move. There's a little bit of give in it, but it doesn't move very easily. I'm assuming you just gently pulled it. So yeah, it doesn't move.
What do you think?
What does it say on the
Yeah. Can I see? Is there any writing on it?
Yeah, it says on the spine. You brush it down, it just says, it says, I forgot to write this, lots of old alchemy and things.
You should put it harder.
Yeah, I'm going to try to proper yank at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Your pull level to 30.
After a minute, when you roll a check, there's like a tearing sound, and it comes out, and you can see that on the back of it that was stuck to the wall, to the edge of the shelf, there's like someone's put a squirt of some glue or something on it, and it comes off.
Sounds like good rip.
And it's an old leathery book. Looks well used.
I'll go to page 33.
Sure, you flick through it.
30 pages long.
Yeah, there is no page 33. Page 33.
Page 33 is missing.
Yeah.
That was a page I ripped out.
Yeah. It is full of scribbles, and then you get to page 33, and on there it is a recipe for a potion, and that potion is of phosphorus light. And on the page, it is designed for reigniting long burned out coals. It burns hotter than embers, and they describe it as being used to light old bunts and like dishes of coals when they were used to use that kind of thing to heat up alchemy. And it was a very, very useful spell according to the author. Lighting old, long burned out fuel.
Do I have the means to do this, or would I have to?
Is the rest the sigil recipe?
Oh, so I could just do it now if I wanted to.
Yeah, it would require. I can't remember the exact that you would need. You would need your reagents and that kind of stuff again. I've got the list on here somewhere, but it's not a particularly high level alchemy. It's effectively like a firebolt kind of thing.
Cool. So I show Aura this. Do you think I should do this now or come back? I don't want to cause a scene and get everyone else thrown out.
I don't know, it depends where they...
Right, time out. I don't know why I'm asking you this, because you would be like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's blow stuff. We have a bomb with us.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see anyone doing anything other than reading and writing.
I say I don't want to cause a scene.
Is it going to be something that causes a scene?
Oh, it's just a bright light, essentially, from what I gather. Yeah, it's just a light. But
It's a very hot. It burns like it's like a phosphorus burn,
Maybe save this for later.
Yeah.
like a flare. Think burning magnesium.
Yeah.
But also, if no one else is making stuff in here, you might get told off.
Yeah,
Maybe we could make it and then come back.
Did say we got a week free.
Yeah, that might be an idea.
Yeah, so I take the cube and put the book back.
Yeah, you can
So I've
note
already
down
got-
the
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I think it's probably as much as I can do for now.
It's a good start, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're on the way back. We're going to take the compass as I've got it out, and I'm going to use that to cast Locate Object.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and locate the half of the map.
So that burns through
One choice.
one charge. So you place the compass down, or are you doing it in your hand?
For locate object, it just creates the arrow.
Yeah.
To point in the direction of it.
You are casting it based on a map similar to the one that you saw, or
Yeah,
a similar
basically
kind.
half of
Nearest object of a particular kind.
yeah, which is half the map.
You get a handful of things spring out, and you could follow all of them. It would probably take you a whole day.
Could you be more specific? Because we know what it's a map of.
Yeah.
It's the map of Zalumi. So could you be more specific and say that? Just to give you a better option.
If you want to, I guess nearest object of a particular kind. There's a certain kind of apparel jewelry, so it could be a map for that location.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I'll be honest. That was kind of what I was thinking as well. Is that you would like, okay, map of that area we know.
Oh, I just want to make sure you weren't being a dick.
Oh no, it's fair enough. So there are quite a few that spring out, and if you were to follow the nearest, you would get to a map that mentions areas that were on that map. Like areas in the Zarzotic Sea. There's a couple that are in books drawn, and they're like theorizing about a chamber called Yalanre as a mention. You could look through all of them, and it would take you your whole 8 hours.
I was going to do research, but I don't know if you were going to research what I was going to research.
What are you going to research?
Sealcraft.
Oh. I was not, but I can. I guess it's kind of similar because I'm researching the sort of spells that would use those components, so it's kind of sealcraft.
I was going to look up basically how to try and work out how to make seals. I'll do my research and then we can come back to this.
Yeah, it depends what she's. Yeah, you don't.
I was going to say I'll also be researching it, just not today. So it's up to you.
If it's something that you guys, that if you were going to, let's say you were going to do this during your downtime, you would absolutely have time to search through all of these different maps that it's springing up, for example, in a day.
Yeah, I'll do that for the downtime then, because that's going to take longer.
Okay, so, Eugene, you're stepping away from the stone tablets and you've got your recipe, right? Okay, so, research. Who would like to go first?
I mean, I guess mine's kind of basic-ish. Just looking for lots of different types of spells that use, like, gold.
Oh, right, okay.
Or blood.
Gold or blood.
As components. Or
Stones can be used for anything, though, so maybe it's like a really esoteric type of stone.
Yeah.
Because they can be used like a placeholder.
So you can roll an investigation check with advantage because you've got Nicholas looking for books for you.
He's thrilled to be doing that.
Poor old Nicholas.
16.
So looking for spells that have gold, blood, and coilstones in them as a kind of ingredients, you very quickly realise, and kind of with Nicholas's help, that there's not very many, or there's no spells that you can find that have those components exactly in current recorded magics. There are, as Nicholas kind of tells you, there's a lot of magic that is controlled, and the Whispered Word basically hold all the kind of actual written spells that are known. They are making new ones. There are wizards out there who are scribing new spells and making up new spells. But he's also kind of a bit intrigued by the prospect. And you end up dipping into, you don't find an exact spell, but you do find that coilstones generally are not used in a lot of, unless they're very powerful spells or in place of diamonds. Blood and coilstones he kind of doesn't like the idea of, but you do the research and you find that leads to old magics. It mentions sealcraft, and he starts talking about baseless superstitions and old kind of superstitious magic where they would take blood from people and try and do magic without any real technique or logic or harnessing of magic. They would just add ingredients together in people's blood. It's hard to say because there isn't a spell that you can find that has those specific ingredients. But what I will say is you find that human blood, when discussed about old magic, is usually very potent, and in combination with a coilstone could be very dangerous. Yes.
Is that just human blood rather than?
In terms of humanoid, like mortal blood, yeah. The only magics that you find that would need other ones that are compatible with current spellcrafting that use blood would be things where you're tracking people for sinister purposes. You are. What else would it be? There are some rituals where you can use blood as a component to scry on people very, very accurately. Those kinds of things, but in conjunction with a coilstone, you kind of hit that wall of like old magic and restriction and bad stuff.
What about gold?
Gold is very common.
Gold.
Yeah, gold is very common. Like, it's obviously used as kind of fuel in some instances, like especially when it comes to paying deities and stuff like that. Sometimes they just take gold, but it's also used as in artificing as a conductor of seals. Of sigils. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I'm trying to like what's the word? Give you loads of information about other stuff because I haven't got an exact answer.
What about like ranging into sealcraft a bit?
You do end up in that realm, the sealcraft realm. You could spend another day and research sealcrafting.
Maybe tomorrow. Let Aura do it. Yeah.
Okay. Should we go? Aura, do you want to do yours then?
Yeah, sure. So I'm just looking at sealcraft, how it works, and basically how to create a seal.
Okay. I would say that with the general research, you probably won't find out the exact way to learn how to make a seal, but you could learn a fair amount.
Okay.
So roll that dice. Investigation check with advantage because you got Nicholas's help.
Ooh, that's not bad. 19.
Okay. So with a 19, you find... You one thing you do realise is that you'll get more answers from the Whispered Word, and that the texts in the Archivist Guild actually talk about what the Whispered Word do a little bit. They say that they do deal with, I think you guys knew this from Sentinel, but they deal with the old magic, and one of the classes of old magic is seal crafting. You find out that seals have two fundamentals, which are binding and breaking, also known as creation and desolation. And you find out that seal magic is now completely banned and controlled by the Whispered Word. They're allowed to use it for certain tasks, but if you fuck around with it, you'll probably get in trouble if they find out. Seal magic was once used in conjunction with coil stones to create gravens, and the knowledge of that and how to do it is strictly forbidden. But you do see certain like illustrations of seals that you recognize or like remind you of the ritual circles that you saw at the ball and on the Velvet Horatio.
Yeah.
And it talks about powerful seal magic, often using all callstones that have been overcharged with souls, and then it's used as a form of release.
Like, just to check my memory on that, all the seal in the Velvet Horatio, that was all made of blood, and there was loads of dead bodies there, right?
And in the middle of that was a stool with a burn mark.
Yeah. And we didn't see what colour the paint was that was on the ritual and the...
I think it was red as well.
Yeah.
We have Moxie and Ahmaya left.
Moxie, do you want to go?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was originally going to just use this time to copy spells, but because we've got a free research time, I'm just going to do that instead because I can copy spells whenever.
That is fair enough.
Yeah, so can I do some research into rigor?
Rigor?
Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely can. Let me go to my rigor folder.
You're welcome.
Right next to the cheese and wine folder.
You are.
Oh, I should have looked into the cheese.
You made me roll this cheese, Laura, and never asked about it. Roll your investigation check, please, Moxie, with advantage. Yes, please.
25.
Oh, very nice. Okay. You find out quite a lot about rigor.
Yay.
So you find out that rigor, or also known as a rigor root, is a magical we'll call it plant or a root. It's a magical flora that grows around things called thinnings, which are areas of the where the walls of the entanglement are very thin, and in the text that you're reading, which are kind of more like botanist texts and that kind of stuff, they don't really go into too much detail, but it does talk about how different energies bleed through, these energies bleed out, and when one of these thinnings is also underground in a damp and dark place, then rigor root can grow, and the root is often called the living antithesis of Evraen. It also goes into detail and talks about the history of the Delnori Thieves Guild, how they were once the main suppliers of rigor root, but they don't talk about any members that you recognise other than someone called Eduardo, who was Mordarin's granddad. They also, in here, are thought that the Lemures sold rigor to an Isildian government body. And they use rigor as rigor root, the processed form of it, which is often just called rigor, or sometimes called infusion of rigor root, is a very rare poison. And when it is ingested, it can effectively deaden the body to the effects of magic. It can mean that you can no longer cast magic, but you can also no longer be affected by magic. And it was once used extensively by a group that were hired by the government, and they are not named. And in some places, if you were to go digging, you got Route 25, you were digging for it, there are stuff that's redacted. Mm-hmm. And that is what you find out.
God, did you say what branch of the Isildian government it was? Just
Redacted.
A redacted branch. And I guess actually one thing I'll say as an extension was you know it can be used as a poison, and it can be used as a kind of enhancement to be resistant to magic. But if it's used improperly, you will literally become numb to magic.
So is it a permanent effect?
It can be if it's used badly, in a way that you are no longer able to wield magic. You can still be burned and hurt by magic, but you're just dead to it, and you can no longer cast and that kind of stuff.
You also said it could be used to get resistance to magic as well.
Can be, yeah. It can be, yes, as an ingredient. Okay. Cool. Nice.
What's my papa up to?
Ahmaya.
So this is a massive long shot.
Okay.
And also may not be immediately helpful, but it's what Ahmaya picked up on when she was speaking to Murmer. I would like to, if this is too specific, you can say, and then I've got a backup. But any documents or articles or books about anything to do with maybe a disturbance or a fight or a battle within the last 2 or 3 years in the Opari, because I think that's strange. That
I would say
too specific.
It maybe, but it's just too. For this place, it feels very recent.
Okay. Can I just then look at kind of texts to do with the Opari that are not necessarily mainstreamers, and I don't want them to have come from official sources, because yeah.
Sure. Roll an investigation check with advantage.
Oh, okay. That's good, because I've got -1. So let's see how well this goes. That's not good. 7. Why do you hate
7
me?
with your investigation and with advantage.
Yeah, I rolled an 8 and a 6.
And it's -1.
Yep.
Ouch.
That's how 8 minus 1.
That's not enough.
I find out nothing.
I will double check the rules.
You have a nice day out with your friends.
No, I want to know more.
We have 6 more days.
Yeah,
that
it
we
was a
can
10.
do.
The DC was a 10.
Oh, Maya.
Sad. Of course, Ahmaya can't read.
She has it now.
I feel bad.
She's found all the books she needs. She just can't read it.
I tell you what.
There must be a picture book there somewhere.
Okay, so Sentinel,
Yeah.
is there anything that you want to do while you're checking, while you're like...
I mean, not really.
Okay.
Do
So,
you want to? Do you want to swing by Crissaphaene? Like on your...
Not on my own.
You can just appear as someone else. Just see if they're there, not go near.
What? Because also the maze market is like fucking
That's really
huge.
well, what we'll do as well is we need to roll for your job.
Yeah, I was
Roll
gonna
for
ask.
job.
Roll for work.
So, I guess I'll be open. What kind of skill do you want to use for this?
Can I use persuasion or deception or intimidation in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I would say so. And if you're going to burn, oh wait, you don't even need to use a spell for Mask of Many Faces, do you?
No.
So that would give you advantage for whichever skill you're going to pick.
What I'm just spying on a guy.
On them, yeah. So, but then like maybe speaking to some people who they've been interacting with, figuring out who they are a little bit, whatever. I'm happy to
Like this is going like PI sort of route.
Yeah, I'll do like deception. They're all the same because they're all +7.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to use those 3.
Deception, it is.
So deception works. Be like
with advantage.
Conceal.
Yeah, you already have advantage.
Oh,
Go for it.
sweet.
Yeah.
Is this for how much of a bonus I get?
+7, right? Please.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible. One of them was a 2. The other one is a 5. But +7 is 12.
That is the DC.
Thank God.
So, oh man, imagine. I fucked up Ripper. Okay,
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, you follow this guy. You find out you're a bang on. It's a kid for some noble family. Maybe his parents are spying on him, but he's getting up to no good. Trying to find some drugs.
Glad.
And yeah,
Boy after my own heart.
Give him some drugs.
Give it to one of us some drugs.
I know he was after drugs because I let him buy them from me.
And what?
I made so much money today. What did you? You sold kids some drugs.
Yes.
And I got paid for it.
Oh, this stuff's easy.
Yeah, so you tell Ripper, what you did, what you saw, and he's like, all right, and he gives you the 25 gold.
25 golds.
25 gold in the bank.
Thanks. Not enough to do anything yet, but we're getting there.
And we'll say you didn't spend. So you spent like a similar amount of time. So it's evening. You don't have to do the whole 24 hours.
Thanks.
And you guys reconvene at the. Where are you going?
You can say no to this, so don't worry, because we're going to go back. But would you say my search took the same amount of time as the research time? If it does, it does. It's not a problem.
I think that's a very good question. Tell you what, let's put it to the dice. If you can just roll a straight intelligence check to see how quickly you did it, and if it's good, then you can do some research.
19.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily. I'm not going to read anything. Mm-hmm. I just want to see. I want to ask the gnome if there's any books written by Edwin Ballantyne.
Okay. Very possibly. I'll have to have a look. If you give me some time.
Please.
Okay. After a while, he finds. Actually, I'll roll investigation for him. He got a natural 2.
Could I be helping?
Yes.
Yeah, he gets help. Gotta let him have help.
Slightly better.
Natural 3.
It was actually a 6. He comes back and he gives you I think it's something that you've been told before, in that he's been footnoted. He said they don't hold a lot of alchemy tomes here, but he's been footnoted in a couple of papers to do with. It's actually an artificing when he's mentioned, and
so it's similar things to what
before. Yeah, he did technically fail the check. So
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
When we're leaving, can I see if I can find the woman that came out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see she's out, and she has an office that you saw her walk out of in the near the foyer.
Just give me a moment. I just want to go and speak to her.
No kabooms, right?
No.
Can you just hold this for me?
Why is this taken?
Yeah, my bomber. Yeah, I just want to speak to her. sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, so she's in her office, so you I guess peek through at the door. She looks very annoyed at them for a very brief moment, and then she recognises you. She's like, "Oh, hello."
Sorry for bothering you. I just had a quick question.
Yes.
I don't know if you would know them. There's Leonidas Bowron and his daughter Aliciana. They work with the Archivist Guild in Dustmere.
Oh, a small place down there.
Yeah, I wondered if you knew them and you knew where they were.
I don't personally, but I assume they're family of friends or people you care about, I assume.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to look into it for you. I can get Nicholas on that.
That'd be much appreciated.
Of course.
Thank you for the time in the library as well.
That's quite all right. Thank you for battling away those awful thieves.
No problem.
That's all right. Well, good day. I am very busy, so...
So, thanks and
goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, so...
Let's move house.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do?
Oh, not again.
Can I talk to Kaz before we finish today?
Sure thing. Okay. What? So collectively, you were wherever you go in Night Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. When are you gonna message her?
Oh, just at some point before we wrap today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's fine. Okay. So you make your way over to the Night Mountain. Yeah, you know the way. You make your way there. Night Mountain is a sprawling mass of different floors. And inside you walk in, there's a collection of arms, like swords and spears and armour on display. It's all collecting dust.
I mean, I went straight to just literal... I think I said this last time, they're just literal arms.
It's just arms on the floor. Yeah, there's a couple of... You don't see Morderin in here, actually. His normal booth is empty. It's probably around late afternoon at this point.
I'm probably still working.
Yeah, you see the barman...
Is it the same person as the pie
yes,
man?
Hyman. A wrinkled dwarf with a thread of a chin beard. He's tied it into this little knot. You all right?
I guess we want the same number of rooms.
Yeah.
Oh,
One, two, three.
Staying the night?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Clayton staying back?
So he didn't come to the library with you guys. So he was.
But is Clayton moving with us?
Yeah.
I guess. So what he's going to do, I'll just tell you. He's going to do his little thing for Morderin, where he's going to go to Rippers, try and get in with some people, learn a little bit about what he spoke about, try and lay some foundations for you guys and Morderin, whatever. But I think he's gonna stay at the old diver.
So we just need 3 rooms.
Okay.
Assuming they all sleep 2 to a room.
Yeah, that's fine. That is a modest inn. And
how does it compare to like the last one? Is that was that modest as well?
It's nice. It's nicer.
Cool.
Yeah, this one's kind of between modest and comfortable.
Trade it up.
It's like an upmarket harvester.
Yeah.
Beef eater.
But I think you got your meals included and stuff at the old diver. So this one's 3 silver a night, and that's the flat night charge, and you have to pay for your food as well.
So that's 9 silver. How many nights do we want to pay in advance?
3.
Yeah, I was going to say 3.
3.
Okay.
So what's that? 2 gold, 1 silver.
27. 2
gold, 7 silver.
7 silver.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 gold, 7 silver. Thank you very much. And he hands you the keys for your 3 rooms. You're up 2 floors.
You got any more of those pies?
Nope.
Oh,
Doing some more this evening though. Did something different.
What is for dinner this evening?
You want a food as well?
Yeah.
You want to pay for that now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
What's it going to be?
Well, let me just bends down.
Look
and
at the
menu. We got a meat soup with bread.
Meat soup. What type of meat?
Well, if you must know, it's some of the offcuts from the pies. So we got a mix of venison, a little bit of pork in there, some bacon.
That doesn't sound too bad. Meat soup sounds like.
Yeah, meat soup is like
Sounds
no.
like a stew.
It's meat it's got meat in it. Lots of meat.
How much is for 6?
Yeah.
Plus
Okay,
drinks.
it's five silver a pop. Oh, and drinks as well.
3 gold.
How is dinner more expensive than a room?
This is a nice place.
This is 3 gold.
This is not Harvester.
Hang on, let me take the 3 gold off. You can pay for your drinks by yourself.
Yeah, other places
Yeah.
are at the risk of dying.
So if we say like that place was a harvester, what chain?
What
restaurant
chain
would you
is
say?
this?
Like a
Is this like a
Miller and Carter.
forest.
yeah?
Foresters is a good
Yeah,
shout.
an Oakman
Let's
Inn.
go with the Foresters.
Open it in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
they have rooms also.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. The Oakmans. Okay.
How much
deal
for a
is-
bottle of wine?
A bottle of wine, 10 gold.
10 gold?
It's a fine bottle of wine, that is.
Do you not have
Does it-
house wine?
What's your house?
We can do you a pitcher, a cheaper wine, 2 silver.
Oh, yeah, well, that's way better.
Not very good though.
It's fine.
Can I buy a bottle of the good wine?
You can indeed. He loves it.
I only made 25
everyone.
gold today.
It's just like, fuck it up. What sucks?
It's more than I was like nearly that picture of wine is just for me.
That's fair. Gives you a single glass. And this place actually has glasses.
Can I have a straw for my picture?
Yeah, it gives you a straw.
It's a curly
It's like a hollowed out bit of dowel. Okay, you guys sit down to your meat soup, your wine. They cork the wine for you, Eugene. It smells very nice, forest fruits, and it's very dark.
What does mine smell like?
It smells like rotten forest fruits. No, it's more like it's not bad. It's just got that vinegar twang.
Delicious.
You know, that real cheap vinegar twang
Antifreeze.
to it.
Sorry, vinegar twang, or did you mean tang?
Twang. I
Stick
stick
and
by what I
wire.
said. Okay, you guys are around the table.
I share my wine as well.
But you're-
drink, not a good drink.
But up you can take your food up to your floor. So there's like a small tabled area outside.
Oh, nice.
So there's like a little bay area, like a bay window area at the end of the hall, and it looks out and there's a couple of booths.
This is awesome.
And you sit there. But then your rooms are kind of off that corridor as well. So it's and each floor has.
Fred, you should get possessed more often. This is nice. It's nice.
I feel like we need a conspiracy wall instead of.
And you eat by the bay window, and you look out. You're 2 stories up, so you're looking out on some of the rolling rooftops of the Plaza district, and you can see up in the distance the wall or the cliff plateau of the Deus Ward. You can see some of the lights up there of the Deus Ward twinkling. Yeah.
So how was your day?
So hard.
Content.
I give you some of the nice wine if you want it.
I'll have some of the nice wine. But I'm here to
Mix
drink.
it with the picture.
Oh no, takes the edge off.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have that much to discuss today. So
No.
what is the plan for tomorrow? Are we doing more research?
Well, we
or-
can find much depends on whether or not Mordrin comes back today with info.
That's true.
I
That's
got
true.
some hits on the map, but like quite a few. It'll take a while to find them all, go through them and see if there's anything.
Yeah, it might help narrow
Useful.
it down a little bit, I guess.
I need to make. Oh, go on.
I think I want to go to the maze market and see if I can identify what the sliver was on Crissaphaene.
I'm happy to go back as another sick guy.
I think he saw me, but I don't know how suspicious he was of me.
I could take. Well, yeah, I suppose. Well, no, because he came with me and I had the dodgy blood. That dodgy blood.
Yes.
Is that the technical scientific name?
I won't go near him. I won't go with
I just don't want to go by myself.
Yeah, I mean, he saw me, but I can change myself as well, so we can check it out.
Yeah.
I will not go because
Don't
he
go.
sent someone after me and Moxie, but Moxie was disguised.
I need to.
Moxie wasn't disguised.
No, but Moxie can be disguised next time,
disguise,
so that's fine.
I got some info on the lexicon or whatever it is I'm searching for. I need to make a potion that would be very bright and
Ooh.
potentially burn quite hot. So that might burn some
You might-
books.
you
I'm
might-
a bit
You
worried,
should maybe do that outside.
but it needs to be inside. But I can make it outside, but I'll have to use it inside.
What? Why do you have to use it inside?
I found a tile in the floor and I put the lexicon on it, and it gave me a reference to a book on the shelf, and that book was glued into the shelf, and I yanked it, and you saw me using all my strength, and I got some help.
It was impressive.
When Aura helped me, we did it, and there was a page which the lexicon told me to turn to, and there was a recipe for this phosphorus light, was it?
Yeah, and I can tell you it needs 3 common reagents.
Of any type, or just
it says no. You need 2 common reactive and 1 common arcane, and a glass flask, or whatever.
So 2 reactive, 1 arcane.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
It takes 1 hour, and it is a DC 13.
I mean, Eugene, is it possible that, because your dad keeps on leaving you these notes on bits of paper, could he have maybe hidden another message?
Maybe, yes, it could have been him.
You turned it like upside down and looked on the back of page 33.
I have to admit, I did not turn it upside down on page 33. I could have
Maybe
done.
holding the light behind the page.
Yeah, it might reveal something, yes. Definitely.
Could you just rip the page out and put it in your pocket?
I'm afraid I didn't do that, but I could try.
We'll take the-
But I think the lexicon might be in the library. Or whatever it is.
You didn't take your lexicon back?
No, I took mine, but there's another
looking for
object.
another whole object.
There's another
in the
object.
library.
I'm assuming it's another lexicon, but it might be...
No, not just another blueprint.
No. I don't know what having 2 of these would do, but I want to find out.
I mean, I'll probably go back tomorrow because I didn't find anything, so...
Your father seems very well travelled.
Yeah.
He never told us about his past, so I'm learning it with you and everyone else. I knew very little about my papa outside of the sweet world.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I did a bit of research on Rigger. You mentioned your
what did you find out?
Yeah, I mean, mainly stuff you already know. It can take away magic and people's ability to stop casting. But and the Lamore family, they're known for dealing with it. But then also there was some redacted information that some Sildian government branch was heavily involved with.
What's he got himself into?
Which branch?
What was he?
I don't know. The information was redacted.
Who controls who's allowed to have magic? Because the magic's restricted, right?
In terms of old magic?
Yeah, so who... Well, because only wizards and certain people... Like, I'm not supposed to be a caster.
That goes under the divine law. So if you source your magic from from worshipping or bonding with the deity that's not of the pantheon, then that is the apatheos.
But I still need a license to say that I can practice alchemy.
Because they control all magic, i.e. they want you to only be able to worship the pantheon of inheritance, and if you're learning magic, you have to have a license and you have to do it the way that they say as well.
Which would suggest that the divine law is the ones that is the branch.
But the whispered word, do deal in other magics as well. And they tend to be...
Is that considered a government branch?
No, it is a guild.
Okay.
That would... A branch of the whispered word would be where wizards would go and train if they wanted to. It's not just in Son of Strange.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just not the point I was making.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, it's a guild. It's not a government branch.
They just have special permission.
They have special permission, but if it was given to a government branch, it's likely it was a divine branch.
And they used it on your father?
Yeah, apparently so, yes. Or maybe he was part of this and something went wrong. I don't know. I know as little as you do.
They must have some special interest in him. Could they have been trying to frame him for the murder?
Well, maybe. I mean, at
Was
the
he
time.
there when the murder happened?
Yeah, he was. At the shop. We all were as a family, except for Milton. But again, he's been gone for 20 years or so.
Did your father make the sweets?
It's his recipes. Yeah. I mean, we've added our own takes on them. But he taught us. But no, the aerated and emulsified dairy confection was my idea.
This is a real mystery to unravel.
This is hurting my head.
I feel like we need a conspiracy wall instead of...
That's what I had at the old place, but it was a very specific conspiracy wall.
We need a corner for the Eugene and mysterious government agency side of things, and aside with Crissaphaene and whatever he's doing, and then the whole thing with the disciple and the unbind.
What do you think if we just start writing on these walls? Do you think anybody's going to question it?
I need to reset up my thieves conspiracy board.
So what is it that you guys have got planned that you want to do now? Because I know the only event that you're looking up is the Kaboom.
It's Kaboom.
So what you guys tell me what's on your agenda?
What was on your drawings again, real quick?
It was maps. It was the maps of that they'd worked out from what we're assuming from the rats burrowing and while they were.
Oh,
I assume they weren't making it. I assume they were following it, but
okay.
So that's what's on the other side of the gate.
Yeah, I'd love to know what's on the other side of the gate.
I don't want.
I mean, we could go through that.
Think about death and the winds of death.
Sounds horrible.
But
interesting.
When they come back.
Definitely
How
interesting.
long do we have before they can use it?
No idea.
I don't know for sure. I still think that the amount of gold they've taken, it would take some time for them to.
We know
Because they've got
to.
I'm assuming they would have to. I'm assuming they have to melt it down to
they'd
use
have
it.
to smelt it and use it and put it into sale. That's intricate. That's hard work.
We need to know what they're doing.
I mean, we can
need to
just
get down
get
there.
started tomorrow. The only reason we were waiting was in case Moradin had something on where the other map was, and if it was in the same place.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So there's a plan to go back.
We text him.
I'll go downstairs, see if he's downstairs.
Is he in your book?
No. Agnes is. Florinus.
And if we...
Is Florence still here?
I don't know. I can get rid of Florin. It was just in case we.
Oh no,
needed
just
to
just
go.
in general. Like, is he just? I wonder if he's still.
Okay. First of all, I messaged Florin. Florin, he's still here.
Wow, how are you doing?
Well, he's got 25 words.
Yeah, he was just quiet for a while. He's like, oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm here, having a good time, patching up the ship. Got a few, and he just keeps mumbling about stuff until he runs out of words.
Cool. Okay, so we need to know what he. Moradin.
Mordarin.
Moradin knows, and.
I also
What
don't really
time
want to move until you got to see Marika, because I don't want us to run off before you've literally got
She was due there today.
Ah, okay. Well then,
What
maybe
time?
tomorrow we meet up with a few people. We spy on Crissaphaene, and maybe the day after. That's when we go down.
Or do we want to do it do we want to go in there, say,
Like 9.
in the night or very early morning and
That might be worth doing.
set up the device?
They have less guards. I mean, we could stand above
So,
it
I mean,
and locate object
I mean,
and see if there's any like clockwork down there, and maybe know how many people are down
our
there.
main objective is to destroy the archway. Like, right now, I think.
But I think we need to do that after we've got the map, because if we do that before we get the map, then I think it's going to be much harder to move around the city.
That's like this is we've got 2 endpoints. If we do the map stuff, people's going to start coming after us pretty quickly to try and get that half of it back. We kind of need to get the map and dip, assuming, or at least get it to the Oddmium so that it's their problem. And if we do this and we blow stuff up in the middle of the city, that is that for a while, and we don't know what the outcome of that's going to be, and if we have to immediately leave again.
It'd be very handy if they're the same thing in the same
Yeah,
place.
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
That
I would
be
say-
so clutch.
I would say that you guys don't know if, like, if you could, there's nothing to say you can't take the map secretly.
Well, yeah.
Well,
there's still the risk that it's like we don't know if it's alarmed. We don't know who's got it. We don't know if they check it every single day and they'll notice that it's missing. Because as soon as we put that into play, then there is always the risk that someone will find it and catch us.
Have we spoken to the actual map people yet? The people that had the map in the first place?
No,
The
that's
shop?
They said
You got
that-
it from the curator.
Yeah,
in
they
the
said
whisper
that.
word.
And then the dean said that Nicholas was one of the curators. So whether he was the specific one that dealt with them.
Nicholas was a cartographer.
Oh, cartographer even, yeah.
Right.
Which is bad.
Is it worth
looking.
trying to talk to
Yeah.
the curator?
I think it might be, but again, we're assuming that he was being honest, that he didn't have, that was all that he had.
We have ways of knowing.
Yeah, that's true.
And you guys don't know where the curator is?
Is he in the city?
You believe so?
So we could try and find the curator.
Because that was also something
tomorrow
you needed to do as well, wasn't it? Because wasn't someone that you're looking for with talking to the curator?
Yes, but I think they might be part of the Oddmium Trist.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But that's just me. That's just my theory. I do not know.
So it might be worth trying to see if
Because
we
they
can...
also were looking for the curator and he was looking for the curator, so I reckon the two are probably linked.
We should see if we can find out any intel on the curator, where they are, and maybe talk to them if we can find them.
Yes.
We should wait for the people we're waiting for. Anything else?
Ahmaya wants to go back to the library tomorrow, but I can go off by myself.
I'll go too with my very strong light once I've made it.
If we do all that stuff, like if we split up a little bit, some guys wait here maybe for the people we're waiting for.
Yeah,
We try and do that in the morning, then we could have like an afternoon nap, and then we could maybe, if it's not too much to do in one day, maybe look at the cavern with the gate.
Yeah, I think we try and do that when they're probably not going to be down there, like in the night.
I mean, we could look at, we could do another stakeout, see how many people go in and out over the day.
Yeah, that would be...
Try and work out how many people
kind of
are going,
I like how far this is. This is cool.
I haven't got anything specific to do tomorrow. I could stake out.
Yeah, I think that's a good number of things to think about.
As you guys are chatting, a box of stuff goes onto the table, and on the front it says Carla Bow Mellows, and you look up and you see Mordarin.
What timing?
Oh boy.
It's a good job that I bloody spoke to Harrod. I was about to trek all the way over to the old diver.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's all right.
My boy.
Well, I won't keep you long. Oh yes, and he pulls out a little pouch or something. Mushrooms. They're called sugar cups because they have to be chewed a bit like toffee. But
I like. Where does this go?
They are hallucinogenic.
What do they taste like? Do they taste like toffee as well?
Kind of, a little salty. If you get a good trip, then you'll have a very mellow time for I think it's about an hour usually. If not, then well, it's not very nice. But maybe have someone nearby who can cast or remove something from your system if worst case scenario. Just call it an ode favour for now. Giving a drunk like me some hope. He looks over his shoulder. There is the downside for you being here because it means I've got to lower my voice a little bit, but and there's no one really up here with you. You guys are on your own little floor. It's quite quiet. You can hear people shouting and drinking from above and below. But so, with regard to the MAP,
I think that might be a little bit too obvious. Why don't we just talk about Pam?
Pam, I like that.
But it spells Ahmaya.
Yes, but it sounds like we just talk about a person called Pam.
Well, this Pam is incredibly important to my mother.
Cover.
Pam is incredibly important to my mother. I found possibly something. She's been known to ramble since we were kicked from the third table, but in my kind of hunting for information, I may have read her diary. Sadly, it was incredibly dry, very little juicy stuff, except for one comment. You remember I told you my family was accused of hiding artifacts from the third table. It was one of the reasons we were kicked. And he pulls a note that he's obviously scribbled, and he opens it. And as he opens it, it's that igniter paper that you saw that they'd left for you, and it goes and it starts smouldering. And as he reads the kind of scribbles, in her diary it said the powerful artifact found in the basements near the old archway. And she also said, and the book I gave to him. Not quite sure who him is. My father, maybe. And as he finishes that, it goes up in flames. So yes, powerful artifact found in the basements near the old archway, and the book I gave to him. Not sure who him is, but in a far more recent entry, she kind of laments a little bit about how it was all worth it. How about the tragedies she's endured have made her stronger, that she's ready.
Oh,
It's,
no. Has she got fucking metal on her as well?
Oh.
Did I notice any fucking clockwork on her?
You didn't when you were down with her? I know you met her twice and you didn't say
I'm all knowing about the
you?
book.
Huh?
I'm all knowing about the book.
Why?
Because I think Crisaphaene's got the book.
I mean, yeah.
Did he have a book?
I mean, the book...
there was something in my notes.
That would make
he had
sense
the book,
to
but he
me.
was...
That's why I jumped to, if she's gone through stuff and it was all worth it. Was it because she got some fucking...
What are you thinking? Give me some information. I'm lost here.
Shit's about to get real.
It sounds like your mother may have given... The archway is down by the old Thieves Guild.
Yes.
Which is currently being occupied by the Touch Lotus and Crissaphaene, the guy...
Crissaphaene, I don't know that name.
You know the guy in the maze market who is getting people's blood?
His name's Crissaphaene.
Yeah.
Dolan Crissaphaene.
Dolan? Well, that's very odd.
What's very odd?
Well, you'll forgive me if I find it slightly disturbing, but that was the only juicy bit in the whole whole diary, but I'm not sure how my mother's old lover of many years ago has anything to do with this.
No!
And that is where we get today's session. Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.